So this is the area where the gutter's leaking. And you have this. No, and this looks like a French drain here.
Yeah.
Let me show you. This looks like limecrete. I don't know if you can see how the foundations are. The cement around the house is crumbling.
Yeah.
Honestly, it looks like limecrete. I just don't know why the two different contrast foundations are built on what, limecrete? That's a weird thing.
It looks like someone did foundations and then continued later on with something different.
But there again, saturated cement. So this looks like a French drain. It's not. See, it's sat on soil. I can't expose the foundations too much in case we have a frost, which will cause more damage.
But it's obvious.
It's
soil
saturated.
There.
Yeah, soil. Again, soil. Yeah, soil back down to earth. It's not deep enough to. Look at that. Destroying the foundations are already. Look at that, saturated. And then, where is the council in the country then? Because the council's role is to confiscate a let license to Saffron through endangerment for tenants. This causes cracks in the wall will eventually begin to appear if it's not already. And this creates structural damage to a house. And before Saffron let a house, they have to check for this. Especially see something like an outside tap. Where's that drainage? Straight into soil, which then causes damp mold growth to grow on the inside of the wall. And it creates structural damage. As you can see already, the foundations are already crumbling. All of these houses less than 16 to 20 years old.
Yeah.
Look at that. And you already got sagging foundation work here. It's moving. You've got shift occurring here. Do you see it? Where this bit is more out than this.
Yeah.
So you've got shifting foundation.
Yeah.
And look at that. Look at the holes in that. No amount of air bricks are going to prevent that if you're not looking after the structure correctly.
Exactly. You have to protect your structure first.
Again, if you've bought your house, dig this out to a meter, but don't expose your foundations to the weather because it's. And then stick in loads of stones, man. You can really smell that. So look out for this. You see this is sagging, and again, that's a drain, yes.
Yeah.
So I don't know about newer versions of it. I'd have to look it up. But old drains were not put together. Even sewers were not put together using pipes that are welded together. They're used by a force. So one pipe fits into another pipe, fits into another pipe. That works very well, as long as you don't get a leak. If you get a lot of water build up, that pushes, especially on clay, it'll compact the clay because it's so heavy. And then the pipes come apart because there's places for them to shift into. Again, so that one's looking at, so does that. They shift. This shouldn't even be here. Not really, not without that. So, and I don't know if we saw it on a few videos back where Saffron came out to one of their properties once before, and they fully know, their surveyors there know about French drains and systems and different things like that, because they were explaining it in the last one. And here you have another property. And again, if I was the insurance company for Saffron, I'd void their payment for this. Must be great having landlord's insurance, really, mustn't it?
Yeah.
Structure of a property, and you can just neglect it and allow it to fall down and then get a payout for 2 buildings. Look at that.
Yeah.
So yeah, where's the council? Because you're supposed to prevent them from letting buildings. And then you're paid like what, £780 a month for a property like this? Look at that. Look at it, saturated.
Well,
Yeah, the gutter doesn't help, but nor does this to foundation work. If you've bought your house, dig this out about 1 meter and then fill it with gravel. It will then allow the water to soak away and not damage your foundations. And I'm sure these houses aren't built on piles. So yeah, so we see the earth there. And there's another places over here. You see how this is all coloured up?
yeah.
You see it's on soil.
Mm-hmm.
See how saturated they are?
No, I even bothered with any stones.
This is when you get mould grow on the inside of the house. Eventually that's what will happen. But yeah, they let this property with that. Then there's a hole down here as well where the water was seeping in, which was blocked off, and you can see it's drying out now.
Yeah.
And then another one here, and again you can see it's drying out.
Yeah.
So when the gutter pours out here, it lands all on here. Look at this.
Mm-hmm.
You see it?
Yeah, I do.
And it was pouring into a hole here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it's now drying.
Yeah.
So there's your area of damage.
Mm-hmm.
And further down, and it starts rotting all of this.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, soil. Straight back to soil. And it's all slanting this way.
Yeah, it is.
It's only a matter of time before these start producing mould. Start rotting into this. Someone used emulsion. Weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll go in, it's not the bad mouth them outside, but yeah, there you are. So that will be another property where you have mould and damp build up on the wall. And again, it's highly preventable, and what's more, Saffron know this. They know it, because if you look back on the last property when they came out,
Yeah.
you know, they were talking like from an expertise advantage. Where are they in their new properties? And again, I think this is an insurance scam. This is all this boils down to, is get landlord's insurance, abuse the property, it will last for 40 odd years, and then what's the payout on a totaled house?
Yeah.
120 grand, 240 grand, then that's two houses, because the integrity will affect this one and possibly the one over there, because if it's happening here, where else is this occurring? And then this looks to me like deliberate neglect, because again, they've been told about the gutter, I mean, on quite a few occasions, and when I followed this back with the gutter, because I got a bit of a history with Saffron, that they sort of, looks like they do things deliberately. This is without a shadow of a doubt. This is deliberate. The water pouring into the side of the window, which I've blocked, the one upstairs, and you can tell the difference in colour now. There was also a hole down in the corner here, which I've reglossed, but still, if you remember, there was on the last, it's still very soft, but can you see this is drying?
Yeah.
If you look here, it's drying. This was back to here, and it's drying out. Because down outside in the corner, there's a hole that goes straight into the foundations, and you get what's known as rising damp when it gets hot, because the sun is that way across the sky. When it heats up, the water evaporates, and then it condensates at night back onto the inside of the wall, and that's what causes this damage here. So it's already beginning to dry out. There's a gap underneath there as well, which we've got to sort that. And then there's one at the side of the window, and now you can tell because of the amount of white that's appearing. So mineral content, very chalky rain here, and it affects the windows, so it's quite a high mineral content. So at first glance you think that white on your walls is a tap problem. No, it's not. This water that falls from the sky here is incredibly chalky. I've never seen anything like it before in my life, but there you are. So, foundation issue. That's what that will cause, and you can already tell. It almost looks like Limecrete foundations. Why would you use that? It's got a life expectancy of what, around 20, 30 years at max. Limecrete. Wow, that's weird. Unless these houses are built on piles, I very much doubt it. You'll start seeing this wall will crack. It will fracture and it will pull out and it will need pinning. This is insurance job. This is to get insurance money. And if you ignore a house like this and let it out, you know, they seem to know what they're talking about when they want to come and play expert with you. Where's the integrity? So we've gone from one property, which looks like this problem has occurred and it's going to occur in this property, and it's what, always a tenant problem, is it? No, it's not. I honestly think two things should happen. One, Saffron Housing that abuse houses like this, I think those houses should be taken, given to the tenant, given to another company that was able to look after them. And this process, watch them stand into line. Immediately they'll stand into line. If you can't look after it, should you have it? And then maybe you've got way too many houses, you know? You can't deal with it. So you greed and you hunger for more money. But what is it? 780 quid a month versus the value of the house in an insurance payout. And then where are the insurance companies? You should be hot on this. You should have a hotline. Suspect your landlord of committing fraud. Here are the things that we expect you to look out for as tenants. Notice any of these things, please call us. And then the insurance company can bear down power. We're not going to pay you out if that house damages as a result of this. And watch them move their asses and get into line. Because at the end of the day, it's the tenants that have to go through this with the mold, the inconvenience of the workers coming into the house, and then they want more rent because they've had to put more workers out, when really they should have already done this before the house was even let. And then where are the council? Where are you? Oh, environmental health. Yeah, bollocks. You should be out before tenants move into the house. You should be checking. You should be well in the know of this, and you should be understanding insurance companies. Because if not, is it okay if we all start frauding insurance companies? Every time we want to get a new car, should we trash our cars, shall we? And insurance company pay it? Because that's it, isn't it? The double standard there.
Yeah, that's it.
Everything you do is fraud. Everything they do is, you know, because there's a blame game. It's the tenant, it's this, it's the weather, it's that, it's this. So once again, they talk about French drain, and we're noticing all of this slippage. I am not qualified. You could take that for something. If you are a homeowner and you own a house around here, you should put some gravel in there around there. And if you've got a tap like that, probably wouldn't have it there. If you can extend the pipe, take it further away from the house. You don't want that falling into the... You're actually actively right now, because the gutter isn't working. And you know what's really crazy? I'm paying Anglian Water for water that lands on my house to put it down a gutter. And it's all overflowing off the roof. Now, I haven't got the ladder to do it. I have a ladder, but not the correct one to get myself up there. And it's around, what, 80 to 135 quid for me to pay someone to come and fix that. But again, I would then invoice Saffron, and then they will evict me because I went against my tenancy agreement. But waiting almost a year for them to fix this gutter is ridiculous. It's not been a year. It's not quite been a year, but still, it's getting close to that. When we get past May, it's been over a year. I don't think it should take that long on something that is quite desperate, and I told them in the summer about it. Then I've told them again. Then I told them finally when they come to do their bullshit inspection, which I know doesn't work. And yet again, they can then use it as an excuse to up the rent, to charge tenants even more money for a bullshit service that doesn't work. And they're just using this to get more money. And that's it. They are money grabbers. And you tell me, how in this fine country did people like that get hold of this many buildings from the council? You tell me. And council, what, it's okay to allow tax money to then go into individuals that couldn't give a shit about human health, couldn't give a shit about structure of buildings. All they care about is money. And you allowed this? And you didn't foresee this coming? How many times do we have to keep going through this? How many more structures are you building out of our tax to then privatize off to companies that don't care about people?
Yeah.
And that's what makes me absolutely appalled with the council. This is it. And if you're doing it there, what's our social service going to turn into if you let go of that? What's our this going to have to? What's that going to turn into? And now, what, we're letting go of NHS? We're letting go of dentists? For what? It's ridiculous. That stuff should never come out of anyone's hands. It should belong to a system that can be held responsible when they start fucking it up. Because at least the system should be able to maneuver into the right path.
Mm-hmm.
Because they fear something. What does Saffron fear? What do private companies fear? What, when they go bankrupt with like 40 billion? Limited liability. What do they fear? Nothing. What does council fear? Irrelevance. People go in, I don't think I'm going to pay you this anymore. Like Martin Luther King style. You're not responsible with it. Look at what you're doing. Why should we pay it? If this is how you're going to let things go, you see, then they'll do something about it. But oh, no, we already sold those. There's not a lot we can really do. Yeah, there fucking is. By rights, that belongs to taxpayers. If we went to a vote tomorrow about this, how many people would want all of that asset back?
Yeah. And taken better care of. Yeah.
Oh, we're worried about these people leaving the country. Off you go, Saffron. Go on, bugger off. Do you want your bricks as well? You're going to use your money to dig up your houses and take them like Anneka Rice moving homes, literally, and build them where? For who?
Who knows?
Reputation.
Yeah.
So no, I'm not attacking it directly, but indirectly, and because it has a chain. And if no one calls it out, this will keep happening until you blow yourself into obsolescence. Because the buck is going to stop with you. Because the corporations will deny it and probably point the finger at the council. Well, they sold them to us. They know what we're like. We're incapable of thinking of people. And they'll say that that's not true. Fucking prove me otherwise then. Same pattern, same outcome, same mouldy houses. How come there's been a rise in mould? This. And then what? We put an even more of a demand on house building. What? Because what? Let's go build a few more houses, shall we? Can't look after the first lot, but let's go build some more. No. These companies need to go away. And new ones need to come out. I'd like to see all the cowboys that people talk about. You know, that's why they won't allow private, what do you call it? If I call up someone in a book of yellow pages somewhere, some tradesman somewhere, they'll say, oh, no, we can't do that. That's why you can't fix things in your own home, because they call them cowboys. I would like to see what happens if we got a load of these so-called cowboys and said, can we build a house? Now, can we maintain a house? Do you reckon you could follow this? I bet the cowboys actually end up rectifying their names, don't they? And we'll see, in contrast, with proofs in the pudding, right, of who the real cowboys are. And what, we're going to give Saffron more houses? What, you can't even look after the ones you got. Now your new ones? And then should there be responsibility on about letting these to Saffron, or giving, or letting Saffron buy these houses? You know, I can be said no to a loan based on a lot of factors, but you can't say no to a house, to Saffron. No, you fuck them up. Nah, we're not doing this. We're going to give it to another company. Sorry, no. Well, that's unfair. Well, there's plenty of land masses around the world. There are people in climates that you would probably be more suited for. Very hot, dry climates. You don't have to worry about water. You could go and build them for them if you want.
Yeah.
But here, no. Have you ever been convicted of crime before with these weapons? Oh, yes, I have. Oh, come right in. You might as well buy some more. Oh, we've got some bigger and better stuff if you want it. What's the difference? That would be said no, right? You committed crime? Nah, I ain't selling these to you. That's discrimination. I don't know about that. Proof's in the pudding, innit? If you you can't look after it once. Why are you going to look after it? And then what? Who is then responsible for this? If everyone's going, I ain't responsible, I ain't responsible, I ain't responsible. And what we end up doing is creating such a misery planet for all people that live here in Britain. And we just knock the morale out of them a bit more. Do you think that if people in this country started seeing greatness around them, they then become great themselves? Change your environment. Change your environment, psychologists. Shout from the rooftops. What about change your structured environment? Because one thing I have seen is a dip in morale in people. Where are all the inventors gone? Oh, they're still out there. They're still out here. They're still here in Britain. Swamped under all of this. Change your environment and what? Do we get a different outcome in generations? People start giving a shit about their nation as opposed to not giving a shit about it. That's why they pull things apart. That's why they graffiti. And people are calling them out. Quick, go give them a fine. Quick, let's give them a fine. Quick, let's arrest them. And no, it's not inherently the police's fault. But could you think about it? Saffron are doing the same. Council, you're doing the exact same. You just, no one is calling you out for it. That's the difference, isn't it? Because you may have these structures structured in such a way that they don't call you out. Literally, this much mould and it's killing people and causing them severe health problems should fall in the category of ABH, GBH and attempted murder. Because it kills people. How many more people are going to die before that? Can you imagine that? It's like letting a fucking serial killer go, isn't it? It's alright, you ain't done enough yet. But there's a law on that. Naughty, naughty. You with your limited liability. No, houses should not be admitted into a limited liability. No, there should be full liability for it. Look, I pay to a charity. Can I wipe my tax? No. You pay to the charity because you care about charities. Not because you wanted to get out of paying a tax. No. But well done you, because it's goodness from your own heart, right? No. It's because I get something in return. I get to wipe my tax. Fucking madness this is, isn't it? Yeah. But anyway, I don't think it's broken. I just think that we need a change. Just to evolve. Just to evolve away and allow what doesn't work to naturally fall away. And at the same time, this is falling, rise up another one that will hold these standards. And you know what? These ones with the better standards, look, we don't need this workforce. We don't need this many vans. Look, we're going to try it a different way. And what does this entail? You still get the great quality service, but we can also break even your rent. We don't just want it to be the best, we also want it to be the most structured, the most modernized, the most gentle. We're going to charge something to keep this building going. However, if we don't need the tidbits on top, we'll save. And what does that do? It saves you. Not necessarily will it go down, but however, it will peak because we can make it up by these types of cuts. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, does it? Nope. You can do as many inspections as you want. But there again, can these inspections be weaponized to be used to see what sort of person you are? To see what sort of health problems you've got, to see this, this and this, the way you're living, and then play dominance? Nah. Why the hell did we ever leave the Caucasian mountains? For a better life, was it? Yeah. Where is it then? And sure, the rest they make sure that they're all catered for and it's all done properly for these ones here. And they can't see it either because they're not in it. And you're not in theirs. And therefore, they can be told, no, we've got everything here. We're dealing with it. We're not doing any of those things. Come on, look at your property. Just making mountains out of molehills. And actually, it's not true. No, it's because you're having smoke blown up your ass like I'm having smoke blown up my ass. They tell me it's you, and they're probably telling you It's us. And they're in the middle, right? Poor us. Well done. Here's your fucking Grammy. Or is it an Oscar? Either or. You get both. One for your gaslighting in speech and song. And one for your Oscar award-winning performance. Come on. Yeah. Anyway, it's not broken and it's not the end of the world, but it does need evolving. We need to evolve. Because if not, what's the point? I think this is where people are getting to that. What's the point? Would you respect your own country if it's doing this?
No.
I don't think anyone would.
No.
Well, let's find out. There used to be a time where people respected things. Now, there's not. Why? Environment changed. And because it was so slowly, so very fucking slowly. See how it creeps in?
Yeah.
Tides even get you like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, when you're fascinated in all the pools that you've got where the tide's gone out, and before you know it, the tide's already come in, but behind you.
Yeah.
Oh shit. This is how this slowly does it. So it reminds me of that on a beach. This is the analogy I give it. Analysis? Analogy. I don't care. Anyway, I'm going to leave this one here because I've got to get on and I'm busted.